So I've been making a lot of progress. Yesterday I got some huge upgrades. My stats went way through the roof. I wanted to show off the method that I used for that. Like Mr. Juicebag said in his video, the next step in Nightmare progression would be farming this map on Nightmare Hardcore Survival. Just getting as far as you can. It's going to take some time. You're not going to be able to fully gear out your heroes in mythical gear after one try. You're going to need to do it a couple times. But even with that gear that I got from farming first wave on Arcane Library, I was able to push myself to wave 15. An important note here while I'm showing off my Squire stats, you want to respec your Squire into only tower health. We're only going to be putting down spike blockades for him, so put all of your points into tower health. You can change that at any time, so there's no reason not to. You're going to need all 4 heroes for this build, and keep in mind I didn't come up with this build. I found this on DD Planner. I can put the link in the description. This is like the first one I found, and it's pretty good. It's a little bit different than what I would use typically. This is a spawn camping build. When I was going through the campaign for the first time and then later on Insane, I would always put my towers back by the crystal, but when you make this spawn camping build, you don't really need to worry about spider defenses back by the crystal being behind your towers. The spiders will all group up on the crystal. They can't do any damage to it, so you put a proximity mine trap down there, and then that'll just kill all the spiders over the duration of the wave. And that being said, on later waves, when you need to move from lane to lane, you need to watch out for those spiders. They group up really fast, and then they're really deadly. If you get webbed once in that group, you're dead. So you need to be careful running around. For this first wave, I'm just putting down a gas trap and an explosive trap. The gist of the build is gas trap, explosive trap, thunder spike trap, and then you're going to have your spike blockade. On top of all that, you're going to put down a strength drain aura, and then you're going to put down flame burst towers in some weird spots so spiders can't get to them and they can shoot where they need to be shooting. But that uses every hero, so you are going to need a build hero for all 4 of the base game heroes, and also I would highly recommend a DPS hero. They just output so much damage, especially if you have a nicely upgraded weapon. They output so much damage. The pet isn't as important. Just use, the best thing you have. They speed up the waves a lot, and they put a lot less stress on your walls when ogres come in. The problem isn't the ogres themselves, it's the ogres distracting your towers while ninjas come in and start beating on your walls. That'll only be a late wave problem. And a weird thing is that this lane that I'm standing at right now, ninjas just run by. They just run by the wall over here and then go to the other lane and speed on the back of that wall, which is a little weird, but that means that wall over there is taking the brunt of the damage, and you need to keep an eye on that one. Make sure that one's not breaking. Ignore this death. So like I was saying, the ogres themselves aren't the biggest problem. They're not going to do the most damage to your walls. The issue is when the ogres show up and they're sponging up all the damage for things like ninjas and djinns. That'll tend to be what gets your walls broken down really fast. Things like Sharkin aren't typically a problem with your traps, and kobolds are definitely not a problem with your traps. But just being there, standing and helping out against the ogres and djinns, just special enemies in general, I would highly recommend. That'll push you so much later into the waves. So we got one more wave. About wave 3, you should be able to finish your build, and then you're just going to need to upgrade from there. Upgrade order, especially if your walls aren't as strong, I would make sure you're upgrading your walls first, and then make sure your traps are ready to go. Your towers, your flame burst towers, they will not take much damage at all. Maybe the stray ogre spitball, but they won't take a lot of damage. You don't need to worry about upgrading them for health's sake, for survivability sake. But later on, you're gonna need the damage bonus. It is a significant amount. Until you're fully upgraded, you're gonna need to run around quite a bit and get everything upgraded. Right there, I accidentally placed down a darkness trap instead of a thunder spike trap. So here I'm checking to make sure I didn't do that at the other spots. I farmed this up a couple times yesterday, and it was taking me about an hour and a half to get to max out on waves that I could actually survive. I was getting to wave 19, sometimes wave 20, depending on, you know, if I played it properly as my DPS hero. You'll see in this game, the issue was I lost when I let this wall right here that I'm next to, when I let this wall break, when I thought I could kill the ogre before he would break the wall. And then I kind of tried to chase the ogre to the crystal and get his aggro so he would stop walking towards it, and then the spiders got me. I would say past wave 15-ish, you'll start seeing mythicals, and then much before that you'll start seeing legendaries that are better than the ones you'll farm from Arcane Library. So it's definitely worth doing even if you can't get to wave 20 or 15. But if you can get to 15, the rock pet that you get from this will be a huge upgrade on whatever insane pet you have going right now. Like, I had some giraffes and I was a little skeptical about the rock actually being better. I was kind of trying to grow out of the rock because I don't like the movement speed debuff. But no, it's so much better, and it only really matters that you don't have a rock on the hero that you're using during the wave anyway. So this is the spot where you place some weird flame burst towers. It's on this bridge here. You have to make sure you place them in a way where they're not shooting any of these wooden posts and they can hit both lanes. Now that's pretty awkward. And you're gonna put 3 in here. So this is going to take some trial and error. I would probably just watch them during these early waves. And once you figure out the spot exactly, use that spot every time. On this last one that I place, I end up moving it because it's shooting wooden posts sometimes when enemies are in certain places. So I end up moving it on top. It won't get hit up there, it's still safe up there, but it's not ideal. It can't shoot between both lanes. So I just keep an eye on this, make sure you're good with them shooting in both lanes. That's the build completed. I'm gonna speed up the rest of the footage. This is kind of a long video, but I think it's important to see exactly what I was doing throughout these farming sessions. Over here I'm just placing down the last 1 DU to try to keep the master builder. That wall doesn't last and I never bother replacing it. But I'm gonna speed up the rest of this video. Thanks for watching.
If I can hear you breathe, I will finally This could be good for me. Lately I was feeling like I need a purpose. But when you talk to me, give me the impression that I won't scratch your surface. And I could walk for days, searching for your praise. But is it even there to find? Is there a chance for me to win your memories? Will I slowly lose my mind? Lost in your maze, stuck in your gaze. How can I get out? I'm out of time to make you mine. Baby, show me how. For days, searching for your praise. But is it even there to find?